Wow, what a weekend for gaming. The summer's always an exciting time to be a gaming fan, with loads of new reveals and trailers coming out all the time. But a couple of weeks ago we had them all jam-packed into one. It started off with the Summer Game Fest, then the Xbox Game Showcase on the Sunday, and finally Ubisoft Forward on Monday. So I just wanted to go over some games that I'm excited for, and some games that maybe you missed if you didn't watch the showcase. Let's begin with the Summer Game Fest. Probably the most disappointing of the lot. It didn't have too many games that I'm that excited for or that I didn't already know that were coming out. The first one that caught my eye was the Skate gameplay reveal. You know, the Skate series has been gone for 14 years. Skate 3 came out in 2010. So to finally be seeing more and more gameplay now, you know, EA have said this is going to probably take a while to come out. There's playtests later this year though. So hopefully they can just recapture that popularity they had with Skate 3, because it ended up becoming a game where you didn't even have to be a skate fan to enjoy it. I mean, I don't enjoy skating, but Skate 3 was just a great game, and yeah, we've been waiting for too long for this now. Other than that, the only game that really caught my attention from the showcase, other than Skate, was the Killer Bean game. This isn't going to be a serious game at all. It's going to be over the top. It's going to be exactly like the movie, if you've seen that. It's going to just be fun. But moving on, let's talk about the Xbox Game Showcase, because this was really where the majority of the games I'm excited for going forward really were shown. The showcase started off with a bang, showing the Black Ops 6 reveal trailer. But I'm going to make a separate video on that, so stay tuned. We saw established franchises like Doom, World of Warcraft, Assassin's Creed all showcase their games. But the ones that caught my attention were the ones that perhaps went under the radar for some people. I like the look of that game called Atomfall, set in post-apocalyptic Britain. It's a setting that I have never really seen before, and essentially it looks like Fallout set in Britain. What else was there? There was the Perfect Dark reboot, which at first I didn't quite realise what game it was, but it looked amazing. The stealth was incredible in the trailer. There's elements of parkour, the game looks really cinematic, and the gadgets look really cool as well. There was also a first look at the Starfield DLC. And if you've seen my Starfield review, you know I'm probably one of the only people that actually really enjoyed the game. The trailer showed some really wonderful places, and I'm just hoping to see some more quest lines and cool areas that I can visit. Obsidian showcased their new magic-based RPG named Avowed. And I've been excited about this for a while because if you know anything about Obsidian, they just make good games. Fallout New Vegas and The Outer Worlds are both incredible RPGs made by them. But the initial game showcase ended with a game that I've been waiting for so long. It's been 5 years since Gears 5 released, and it's been about 5 years since I truly got into the Gears of War franchise. In 2019, me and my mate played through every single Gears game. Gears 5 had ended on a cliffhanger, and it ended in a very strange way. I just didn't know where the franchise was going to go, and it seemed like the Coalition didn't know either, as they've instead opted for a prequel game. When that trailer hit, and I saw that famous Marcus Phoenix do-rag, I knew that we were in for something special. It showed a young Marcus and Dom fighting off a Locust drone, before looking out over what looked like a devastating war. I was trying to process what it might be, but then boom, they dropped the title, Gears of War E-Day. I honestly was not expecting this. A prequel game showing the origin of Gears of War as we know it? I just really hope Coalition don't mess this up. They really don't have the best track record with Gears of War 4 and 5, so the pressure is really on them to make this game as good as the original trilogy. But what do I want to see from Gears of War E-Day? Well, first of all, the game has to go back to that darker tone that we saw with the original trilogy. Listen, I understand that games have to adapt, and they have to grow with the times. But Gears of War 4 and 5 just felt a bit off. They felt a bit too bright, and the introductions of things like robots took my immersion away from the incredible universe that Epic Games had initially created. Listen, you just cannot have a game about E-Day, Emergence Day, the ending of humanity as the people knew it at that time, and you cannot have it to be all happy and colourful. You have to have it as dark. And I think they really just need to emphasise the danger and the unknown of these new creatures that have just appeared out of nowhere. The main 4 characters from the original trilogy are all brilliant, and they all have their own in-depth storyline, but I want to see this expanded even more. I want to know what they were doing at the time of the emergence, and I want to know how they got into Delta Squad. Again, it's all about feeling the emotion, feeling the danger, and most importantly, feeling like you are that character. The original trilogy did this perfectly. You played as Marcus, you really felt the struggles that Marcus went through, and if you played as Dom, oh my did you understand the things he went through. And the final thing I want, and this might not be as important to some people, but to me it's a vital part of Gears of War. I want iconic set pieces that when I first see them, I just go, wow, that could only be seen in Gears of War. Gears of War 2 did this best. You had the giant worm that eats you, trek up towards Mount Kadar, and finally entering the Locust home for the first time. These were all memorable and have stuck with me for so long, and I want to experience that again. So in my opinion, if Gears of War E-Day can do those three things, and not create any plot holes or ruin any of our beloved characters, it can truly be a special game. I think the Coalition can do it. Listen, it's not easy to follow up on a franchise that had basically ended. They had to create basically an entire new world, and there are things they did well, but they are handling a time period which is so special in the Gears of War community. This hasn't been touched, but it's so important in the lore. And finally, the weekend ended a couple of weeks ago with Ubisoft Forward. Honestly, there wasn't too much here. I'd already seen the Assassin's Creed reveal from the Xbox Game Showcase. But we did see Season 1 of XDefiant, and it looks brilliant. They're bringing characters and abilities from Rainbow Six Siege, 3 new maps, 3 new weapons, some more game modes, and a ranked playlist for those finally wanting to test their skill. Overall, it was a pretty exciting weekend for gaming. There's tons of new reveals that I haven't even covered, and I think it left everyone with something to look forward to going forward. I'll be giving my thoughts on Black Ops 6 in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned if you want to see that. And in the comments, let me know what games you're excited for and if I missed any. But I've been Ranger, and that was certainly an exciting weekend for gaming.